So there we have it. Another big weekend for British boxing and another huge shakeup in the heavyweight division.
Still undefeated, Tyson Fury!
Joe said absolutely. Dillian White said absolutely. And now we have a very, very important heavyweight fight. I think the biggest fight outside of Wilder Joshua in the heavyweight division.
I'm in the ring with this guy who's got longer reach than me, but I want to get in there and do my thing.
The heavyweight rankings, after all, are a fickle science. More so than any other division does a man have a puncher's chance than when two heavyweights step through the ropes. With the Wilder-Joshua fight looking to be delayed one fight longer, the division stands wide open for the taking. Opportunities now arise for a number of the world's best heavyweights to contend for one of the biggest titles in the sport. This is The Heavyweights Who Could Shock the World, a Motivedia production.
Oh! And loses down!
Oh, nice uppercut by Bugden!
That's it! It's a short right hand!
He's down on his stomach!
He's down again and it is stopped! All over!
Boy, I'll tell you one thing, when the heavyweight championship is on the line, this is why, folks, you can't afford to miss them, no matter who the opponent is. This is unbelievable.
First up, how could we ignore the big return and a comeback statement from the Gypsy King? A mesmerizing turnaround from the 27-stone man we saw over 2 years ago, who had completely fallen out of love with the sport. Showing his critics in definitive style that he has his eyes on nothing but the top.
I want to be a world champion by the end of the year, so bring on Saturday, and then bring on the next fight, because the Mac's going to deliver.
They said he wouldn't lose the weight. He did. They said he'd never fight again. He did. They said he'd never beat Joshua or Wilder. By stepping into the ring on his return, Fury has conquered the greatest opponent he has, himself.
This is what he's born to do. He's a showman, he's a talker. It's a bit more than just getting in the ring and fighting, isn't it?
So now is his time to show us exactly what he's made of, to live up to his talk, and once again shock the world.
So all you out there have said he will never come back the same, he won't be able to do it. You tell Tyson Fury that, this is what you get.
The undefeated Tyson Fury!
Secondly, we can now kill two birds with one stone. A huge announcement this week, a fight which makes a ton of sense and lights a path for the winner.
Dillian White will fight Joseph Parker in a heavyweight clash at London's O2 Arena on July the 28th.
A path towards an almost definite shot at either champion, Joshua or Wilder. White, a powerful kill or be killed type fighter. Aggressive both inside and outside the ring, the body snatcher has similar dimensions to his New Zealand counterpart and would look to take the fight to him.
Joshua's in big trouble! Massive turnaround here! White going for it!
Since his loss against Joshua in 2015, he has made clear improvements, tightening up his skills and looking in much sharper physical condition. With his hands and voice, he's been making his presence noticed throughout the boxing world.
I'm #1, baby! Let's go! Let's go! That's it!
As he screams out for another chance at a world title shot, he stands as likely as any to cause the big upset. After losing to Joshua in his most recent bout, Parker, quite honorably, dives straight back in at the deep end to take an incredibly high-risk fight. Whilst this shows a great deal of confidence, it could also spell disaster if White gets the better of him next month.
Just seeing the odds that Parker's a slight favourite for it. It's redemption for Joe. I think they went back and I think they've got to find redemption. You know, he's gone straight back into the fire. I love that.
Two very similar fighters. It could be Parker's speed which pulls him through the bout, though it's an all too familiar gamble in a heavyweight division where careers can be built and destroyed in the matter of seconds. If, however, Parker dismantles the Brit next month, it will secure yet another opportunity to stand on the biggest stage.
How about that for the strength of Joseph Parker?
Looking the most likely next opponent for Anthony Joshua, Alexander Povetkin could be the man who beats the man. The Russian, like White, was originally a kickboxer who turned to boxing, winning Olympic gold in Athens. Since turning professional, Povetkin hasn't done much wrong. His power has seen him put away some big names in heavyweight boxing, with his only loss coming by unanimous decision to Klitschko back in 2013. More recently, he broke British hearts in Cardiff, knocking out Liverpool's David Price in violent fashion in the 5th round.
I'm certain that if we fight Povetkin, the deal with Wilder will be done before that fight. But the Povetkin fight is very, very dangerous. It's not like it's just a gimme touch before Wilder. Like the Povetkin fight is the toughest fight that Wilder would have ever had.
The display of power shows the capability of the Russian and why he has proved such a risk factor so far in his career.
The undefeated Russian warrior, Alexander Povetkin.
A man who originally made headlines for his sparring rather than on fight night. Daniel Dubois has been dubbed the man who dropped Joshua over the past few years, amidst claims the youngster toppled the champion in sparring. However, rumors and talk aside, from what we've seen of Dubois inside the ring so far, he does live up to the hype.
He literally doesn't know what has hit him. Daniel Dubois has absolute dynamite in his fist.
Despite him being yet to fight the bigger names, he is disposing of opponents exactly the way he should be. With 7 knockouts in 7 fights, he has only seen 12 rounds of professional boxing. A quick look at the London fighter's recent bouts shows exactly why he's considered one of the hardest hitters of today.
But he's gone. It's going to be all over there. I think it could have finished a moment or two earlier than it did. But emphatically for Daniel Dubois, he's got rid of an awkward man who sinks down.
Another man who has become increasingly comfortable in the limelight is Brooklands' Jerel Miller. Just like the rest, he has stepped his competition up over the last year and made improvements in all areas.
Now the right hand drops him. He drops the body by Miller.
For a guy his size, he throws a lot of punches.
With 20 wins, no losses, and 18 knockouts, the American showed his ability to go 12 rounds most recently in a unanimous decision win against Dubois at the Barclays Center. Yet another former kickboxer, Miller has become familiar with fans by calling out the big names, putting himself to the forefront in true American style.
It's just a matter of time before he get really exposed, and I hope it's against me.
And that Calvin Klein English muffin eating sucker Joshua Anthony. Just wait, Brooklyn in the house.
Likewise, if he backs up the claims, the Brooklyn brawler could be the next superstar. With more rising names in the mix fight by fight, there are plenty of names snapping at the heels of the heavyweight kings. Though, as quickly as we see the rise of a new champion, it can be taken away faster than any other division in the sport.
It means that there are some fighters out there who won't sit on their rankings, who aren't afraid to take the chances, who will roll the dice. Incredible respect for these two guys. This is what makes boxing big. These kind of guys meeting in a fight that the fans just can't call.
With just one punch changing the balance of a fight, any of these names, or others on the rise, could assuredly shock the world of boxing.